Have you ever wondered why some people spend years in the gym, puffing out their chests and flexing their arms, yet their physique looks identical to the one they had 3 years ago? No, seriously, why do you think sweating more automatically equates to building a better body? That is the single biggest lie we have ever been fed. Today, I am going to reveal a truth that no trainer at any commercial gym will ever tell you. This secret has nothing to do with heavy iron, expensive imported supplements, or spending endless hours grinding away on a treadmill. The core secret is this: bodybuilding is not a war waged against inanimate weights. Bodybuilding is the brutal, quiet minute when you have absolutely nothing left in the tank, and you are forced to decide whether you will transform into someone who refuses to break. By the time you reach the end of this video, I am going to show you precisely how your own mind acts as your body's most formidable obstacle, and how you can shatter this vicious cycle starting today. Let us rewind the tape and look at what is actually happening. Most people walk through those glass gym doors believing they are locked in a mortal combat against barbells and dumbbells. But the cold, hard reality is entirely different. You are actually fighting the weaker version of yourself from yesterday. That morning when motivation is entirely absent, that afternoon when the rain is pouring down, or that evening when you are exhausted and your brain desperately whispers to crash on the couch with comfort food. Right there, in that exact moment of internal friction, the real game begins. Let me share an uncomfortable truth that many are too fragile to accept. Massive muscles are not actually built inside the gym. Inside the gym, you are purely doing destruction. You are micro-tearing muscle fibers, depleting glycogen stores, and stressing your central nervous system. Real growth happens during deep sleep, during periods of proper recovery, and through the precise fuel you put into your stomach. Yet, where does the entire system break down? The fatal flaw is that we sacrifice deep focus on the altar of sheer training volume, while our bodies are desperately crying out for quality of execution. The individuals walking around with dream physiques are not necessarily the strongest human beings on the planet. Rather, they are the ones who have mastered the art of commanding their muscle fibers through pure neurological intent. This is where the profound concept of the mind-muscle connection enters the equation, a fundamental law that 90% of casual gym goers remain completely oblivious to. Let us strip away the useless, repetitive fluff handed down by old-school, rigid trainers. Imagine for a moment that you are currently lying on a bench, pressing a heavy barbell. 90% of people, the moment the weight gets genuinely heavy, shift entirely into a survival panic mode. They are merely struggling with everything they have to shove the bar upward. Their face turns dark purple, their breath is trapped in their chest, and their entire body violently twists and arches to compensate. What is the ultimate payoff for that chaos? Absolutely nothing. All that happens is destructive sheer stress dumped directly onto joints and tendons, while the actual target muscle barely registers what is taking place. Now, contrast that with how a truly successful, intelligent athlete operates. They treat every single repetition like a high-stakes exam question. They lower the weight with absolute control, feeling every microscopic fiber stretch, and then they drive it upward with 100% focused intent. The first core secret is right there. The pristine quality of a single, perfectly executed repetition outweighs 100 sloppy reps performed with terrible form. Take a moment to look inward at your own training habits. Have you ever reached that final working set, right when the burning agony peaks, and heard a voice inside your head say, "That is enough, stop here, you did your job"? That exact millisecond is where your physical body and your comfort-seeking mind negotiate your potential. Your mind wants to keep you safe. It wants to preserve your energy reserves because, evolutionarily speaking, expending unnecessary energy spells danger. Our biological wiring is meticulously engineered for laziness to guarantee survival. Therefore, when you are suffering under heavy load inside the gym, it is not your muscles screaming at you to quit, it is your cowardly ego trying to retreat back into its familiar, comfortable box. Every single time you force out those 2 extra reps through blinding discomfort, you are not just micro-tearing muscle tissue, you are actively fracturing and rebuilding your own willpower into something unbreakable. This brings us to a critical junction and a deeply unsettling question. Have you ever noticed why certain individuals train consistently for years, maintaining strict diets, yet experience zero visible transformation? The answer can be summarized in a single destructive phrase: blind, unthinking routine. They operate under the delusion that because they have mechanically followed the exact same program for 6 months, the universe owes them a physical evolution. Wake up. The human body is an extraordinarily adaptive, hyper-intelligent biological machine. Your body adapts rapidly to sustained stress. If you lift the exact same weight and perform the exact same routine week after week, your system has zero evolutionary incentive to change a single cell. True physical transformation exclusively occurs within the uncomfortable zone of adaptation. You must constantly shock your system. You must accept the fundamental law that progress is never a straight, upward-sloping line, it is a volatile, sinusoidal wave. Some days you will feel like an unstoppable force of nature, while other days you will step onto the gym floor feeling like the weakest human alive. The absolute secret of true champions in bodybuilding is that they develop a genuine psychological addiction to muscle soreness. They fall hopelessly in love with that deep, dull ache the morning after a brutal session because it serves as undeniable proof that they dragged themselves one step closer to their ultimate potential. Now, let us zoom out and bridge this philosophy directly into the reality of your everyday life. After all, we are not building physiques merely to pose in front of a camera lens, we are building character. Bodybuilding is, at its core, a psychological discipline disguised as a physical sport. An individual who masters the mental fortitude to stick to a rigid nutritional protocol during a grueling cutting phase is quietly conditioning themselves to stand firm against external temptations in their professional and personal life. Someone who develops the unbreakable habit of walking into the iron sanctuary every single day, regardless of their mood, has inherently wired their brain for extreme consistency in their career, their education, and their relationships. The gym is an unflinching, completely honest mirror reflecting your inner psychology back at you. Whatever state of neglect or excellence you impose upon your physical shell is the direct byproduct of your mental decisions. If you choose laziness today, whispering the eternal excuse of, "I will start tomorrow," you will wake up next year standing in the exact same spot you occupy right now. No miraculous shortcut exists. There is no secret potion or underground supplement stack on Earth that can permanently substitute for an ironclad will. The greatest legends in sports history started with empty hands and heavy obstacles, but they possessed a singular weapon that the average crowd lacked: absolute, unyielding devotion to the process. They fell in love with the grueling journey itself, rather than daydreaming solely about the final trophy. So, from this exact second onward, right here, right now, as this video draws to its conclusion, I want you to fundamentally shift your perspective. Stop training for external validation, stop lifting weights to show off on social media, and stop trying to impress people who do not care about your growth. Train exclusively for yourself. Treat every upcoming workout like a non-negotiable, sacred appointment with the future version of your own identity. When you are standing under a heavy bar, muscles trembling, breathing heavy, remember one thing: you are literally purchasing tomorrow's triumph today with the currency of your sweat. Now, look at me and answer honestly: are you finally ready to take your nutrition, your training, and your mindset seriously starting tonight, or are you going to waste another 12 months watching everyone else live the life you know you deserve? The ultimate choice rests entirely in your hands. Take action, and take it right now.